Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Tampa Bay Rays vs Boston Red Sox, Washington Nationals vs New York Mets, Cincinnati Reds vs Atlanta Braves, Milwaukee Brewers vs Chicago Cubs, Game 2, Chicago White Sox vs Minnesota Twins, and Colorado Rockies vs Houston Astros, which are happening on Tuesday, August 10, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, over and under predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Tampa Bay Rays vs Boston Red Sox. In addition to a great pitching staff, the offense is scoring 5.09 runs per game, which is top 5 in the MLB this season. Brandon Lowe and Austin Meadows have combined for 45 home runs, while Mike Zunino is adding 21 home runs and a .509 slugging percentage as the power component of the batting order, while Yandy Diaz and Joey Wendle have provided the contact and ability to get on base, with Diaz contributing a .362 on base percentage and Wendle adding a .280 batting average. With 5 active batters in the lineup contributing an OPS plus of 100 or more this season, the Rays have been a difficult batting order to eliminate. Eduardo Rodriguez gets the ball for his 22nd start of the season for the Red Sox in this contest. He comes in 8-6 with a 5.33 ERA, a 1.404 whip, 32 walks and 131 strikeouts over 104.2 innings of work this season. Rodriguez earned the win in his last start, which came Wednesday on the road against the Tigers. He threw 5 innings, allowing no runs on 2 hits with 4 walks and 10 strikeouts in a 4-1 Red Sox win. Pitching at home this season, Rodriguez is 3-2 with a 6.35 ERA, a 1.353 whip, 10 walks and 45 strikeouts over 34 innings of work spanning 7 starts. This marks Rodriguez's 11th career start against the Rays. He comes in 1-3 with a 5.33 ERA, a 1.548 whip, 20 walks and 63 strikeouts over 52.1 innings of work against them. Rodriguez is 27-16 with a 4.22 ERA, a 1.317 whip, 132 walks and 402 strikeouts over 382 innings in 72 career appearances, 68 starts, at Fenway Park. My betting advice for that game is to pick under 9.5. Washington Nationals vs New York Mets. First baseman Dominic Smith leads the way with 91 hits and a .254 average. Pete Alonso has been the best power hitter on the team with 24 home runs. Shortstop Francisco Lindor is on the 10-day injured list with an oblique strain. JV Baez left Sunday's game with hip tightness and is questionable for this one. Right-hander Carlos Carrasco is going to start for New York on Tuesday. He allowed 2 earned runs across 4.1 innings against Miami last week in what was his 2nd start of the season. Carrasco held the Marlins scoreless through 4 innings before struggling in the 5th. He allowed 1 run across 4 innings in his season debut against Cincinnati. The Nationals were on a roll to end the month of June and beginning of July, but that came crashing down with the injury to Kyle Schwarber. They have since traded the slugger, along with Max Scherzer and Trey Turner at the deadline in a fire sale. They are looking towards their prospects for next season, and that begins with Espino and whether he can carve out a rotation spot for the remainder of this season and next. It has not been pretty for Nationals fans this season. My betting advice for that game is to pick under 8.5. Cincinnati Reds vs Atlanta Braves. Cincinnati is averaging 5.03 runs per game. Their .254 batting average is 5th in the league. Their .335 on base percentage is 3rd, while their .430 slugging percentage is 5th. Nick Castellanos leads Cincinnati with a .323 batting average, while Joey Votto leads the team with 23 home runs and 67 RBI. Cincinnati's pitching isn't as good as the team's offense. Opponents have a .244 batting average against the Reds, which is 17th in the league. Their 4.46 ERA is 20th, while their 1.38 WHIP is 26th. In his last start, Gray gave up 6 hits and 4 runs in 5 innings, leading to a 7-4 win over Pittsburgh. They will need a better performance from him if they want to win this game. My betting advice for that game is to pick under 10. Milwaukee Brewers vs Chicago Cubs, Game 2. The Brewers will need to find a way to manufacture more runs to become legitimate World Series contenders. Milwaukee enters the series ranked 20th in the MLB with a .702 OPS, and it ranks 28th with a .227 team batting average through 112 games. Milwaukee also ranks in the bottom half of the league in OPS .702, OBP .315, and home runs, 135, so far this year. Milwaukee's offense has been mired in a slump as of late. The Brewers have scored less than 5 runs in 5 of their last 8 games, while averaging just 3.75 runs per contest during that span. As a result, Milwaukee has dropped 4 of its last 8 contests. Shortstop Wiley Adames has been one of the team's hottest hitters over the last week, hitting .286 with 2 home runs during that span. The team has had COVID-19 issues as of late, with several players out, including all-star closer Josh Hader. Adrian Hauser recently tested positive, but Christian Yelich recently came off the list and played in the last 2 games. Avisail Garcia leads the club in HR and RBI, and after 3 RBI in 3 games, he did not have any in the 2 games prior to the Tuesday doubleheader. On the season, Milwaukee has the 2nd most road wins in the NL. My betting advice for that game is to pick over. Chicago White Sox vs Minnesota Twins. The White Sox have been the top team in the AL Central from essentially the beginning of the season, and their record against the Twins is a huge reason why, winning 12 of 16 games heading into this week's series. As one of the only teams that rank in the top 10 in baseball in both offense and pitching, Tuesday seems like another opportunity for Chicago to grab a win and continue to work their way away from the rest of the division. Luis Roberts' return to the lineup is a crucial addition after missing much of the season with a hip issue, while Yasmani Grandal remains out as well. From a pitching perspective, only Jimmy Cordero and Evan Marshall remain out, and the White Sox are getting healthy at the right time. After spending much of the year filled with injuries, the fact that they are in first place as their stars return is a dangerous notion for the rest of baseball. My betting advice for that game is to pick over. Colorado Rockies vs Houston Astros. The Rockies owned the Astros in the last head-to-head meeting between the 2 teams. Granted, the 2-game series was held at Coors Field, and it was all the way back in April, when most teams were still looking to hit their stride. Tuesday's game is at Minute Maid Park against an Astros team clinging to the number 1 spot in the AL West rankings. However, it's also an Astros team that has struggled in their last 2 consecutive series meetings with the Minnesota Twins and Los Angeles Dodgers. The Astros aren't playing well at the moment, and they've lost 4 of their last 5 games, which has dropped their lead in the AL West standings to 2 games. They will try to bounce back from their loss to Minnesota with a win over the Rockies, which will give them their 2nd win in their last 6 games. Houston is averaging 5.39 runs per game. Their .266 batting average leads the league. Their .338 on-base percentage is also first, while their .440 slugging percentage is second. My betting advice for that game is to pick over 9. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.